Hello and welcome to another episode of today's GK. I am Pooja Dwivedi, and in this segment today we are going to discuss about objective questions as we always do to help you crack prelims. So let's begin with the practice question of the last segment. With reference to production-linked incentive scheme, consider the following statements. It is an outcome and output-oriented scheme. This scheme incentivizes only the sunrise sectors. So we have to select the correct statement. The first statement is correct, but second is not, because the scheme incentivizes not only the sunrise but other important sectors as well. Sunrise sectors are basically those sectors which are important and need hand-holding in their initial years of formation. So the correct answer should be option A, that is one only. The government recently said that it has provisionally selected 42 air conditioner and LED manufacturers including Daikin, Blue Star, Panasonic, Syska and Orient Electric with committed investment of Rs 4,614 crore as beneficiaries under the production-linked incentive scheme for the white goods. This is an outcome and output-oriented scheme where incentives will be paid only if the manufacturers make the goods. Okay? So this scheme will give cash incentives for how many years? 5 to 7 years. And all the sunrise and important sectors are proposed to be covered in this. Sunrise sectors are promising sectors, but they may need support in the initial stage. Moving on. Which of the following are advantages of stubble burning? Cheapest alternative, kills weed, reduces nitrogen tie-up, increases soil fertility. So we have to select the correct statements, correct answer using the codes. Cheapest alternative, yes, that is why it is so prevalent. It will also kill weeds and it will reduce nitrogen tie-up, but it will not increase soil fertility. So the correct answer should be 1, 2, 3, and that is option C over here. Pollution from stubble burning significantly reduced lung function and was particularly harmful to women in rural Punjab, says one of the largest studies of its kind in India, correlating the effect of air pollution on health. Advantages as we know it quickly clears the field and is the cheapest alternative. It will kill weeds and including those resistant to other herbicides. It will kill slugs and other pests and also reduce nitrogen tie-up. Though cheaper and faster in the interim, stubble burning is incredibly unsustainable for the environment. It fills the air with soot, dispels nutrient out of the soil and leads to several other ecological complications. Moving on, consider the following statements. Turtles can only reside in fresh water. Turtles are cold-blooded species. Consumption of turtle meat and eggs is one of the threats to the species. So we have to select the correct statement. Turtles not only can reside in fresh water but also salt water. So the first statement is incorrect because here the word only is used. Turtles, yes, they are cold-blooded species and consumption of turtle meat and eggs is one of the threat to the species. The correct answer should be 2 and 3. That is option B. Recently, forest officials from Odisha found 40 Indian flapshell turtles, Lyceums punctata, in baskets in an alleged smuggling racket. All of them were released into the Satiguda Dam. Turtles are the reptiles of the order Testudines, characterized by a special bony or cartilaginous shell developed from their ribs and acting as a shield. It can reside inside freshwater or saltwater. Tortoises are distinguished from other turtles by being land-dwelling, while many other turtle species are partly aquatic. Turtles are cold-blooded species. Threat is consumption of turtle meat and eggs, silt mining, encroachment of wetlands and change it in flooding pattern. Moving on, consider the following statements. In India, uranium deposits occur in Dharwar rocks. Uranium is a major mineral and it is managed by the Ministry of Mines in India. The first atomic bomb used in warfare was a uranium bomb. So we have to select the correct statement. The first statement is correct, that in India, uranium deposits do occur in Dharwar rocks, which is a major mineral and it is managed by Department of Atomic Energy and not Ministry of Mines. So second is incorrect. And the first atomic bomb used in warfare was a uranium bomb. So first and third are correct, second is not. The correct answer is option C. Iran's atomic agency said recently that its stockpile of 20% enriched uranium has reached over 210 kilograms, the latest defiant move ahead of upcoming nuclear talks with the West. Uranium occurs naturally in low concentrations in soil, rocks, and water. It is a hard, dense, malleable, ductile, silver-white, radioactive metal. In India, uranium deposits occur in the Dharwar rocks, and it occurs along the Singhbum copper belt in Jharkhand, Udaipur, Alwar, and Jhunjhunu districts of Rajasthan, Durg district of Chhattisgarh, Bhandara district of Maharashtra, and Kullu district of Himachal Pradesh. The significant quantities of reserves have been recently discovered in the parts of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana between Shesha-Shalam forest and Srisalam. Uranium is a major mineral. The policy and legislation relating to major minerals are managed by a Ministry of Mines, but uranium, being an atomic mineral, is managed by the Department of Atomic Energy. Moving on. Consider the following statements. The location below the Earth's surface where the earthquake starts is called the epicenter. Volcanic earthquakes are confined to the areas of active volcanoes, and an earthquake's intensity is measured through the Richter scale. We have to select the correct statement. The first statement is incorrect because the location below the Earth's surface where the earthquake starts is known as hypocenter and not epicenter. Volcanic earthquakes are, yes, confined to the areas of active volcanoes. This is correct. And an earthquake's magnitude, but not intensity, is measured by the Richter scale. First and third being incorrect. Second is correct. The correct answer is option B, that is 2 only. Landslides caused by an earthquake of 3.4 magnitude close to the border with China led to a mass fish death in the Kameng River in Arunachal Pradesh. An earthquake, in simple words, is the shaking of the earth. It is a natural event. It is caused due to the release of energy, which generates waves that travel in all directions. The location below the Earth's surface where the earthquake starts is called the hypocenter, and the location directly above it on the surface is called the epicenter. A special class of tectonic earthquakes is sometimes recognized as volcanic earthquakes. However, these are confined to the areas of active volcanoes. The earthquake events are scaled either through magnitude or intensity of shock, and the magnitude scale is known as the Richter scale, but the intensity scale is known as the Mercalli, which is an Italian seismologist, who was an Italian seismologist. Moving on. Consider the following statements with reference to East Asia Summit. India is the founding member of East Asia Summit. It can only be chaired by an ASEAN member. We have to select the correct statement. Both are correct. The correct answer is option C. East Asia Summit, established in 2005, is a forum of 18 regional leaders for strategic dialogue and cooperation on the key political, security and economic challenges facing the Indo-Pacific region. It comprises the 10 member states of the ASEAN, which are Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar and the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand and Vietnam. Moving on, it also includes 8 other countries, namely Australia, China, Japan, India, New Zealand and the Republic of Korea, Russia and the USA. It is an ASEAN-centered forum, so it can only be chaired by an ASEAN member. Brunei Darussalam is the chair for 2021 and India is the founding member of East Asia Summit. Moving on. Backpacker attacks recently seen in the news belongs to which of the following countries? Backpacker attacks belongs to the country of Australia, and a British woman has won a legal battle against Australia's backpacker tax in a ruling that may have implications for other travellers. Catherine Addy argued she was unfairly taxed on pay she earned while working as a waitress in Sydney in 2017. Moving on. Consider the following statements with respect to the Narcotics Control Bureau. It is the apex coordinating agency under the Ministry of Home Affairs and it is a constitutional body. We have to select the correct statement. So, first is correct that it is the apex coordinating agency under the Ministry of Home Affairs, but it is a statutory and not a constitutional body. So, the correct answer is option A. The Narcotics Control Bureau has said that a special investigation team comprising officers from Operation Branch of Narcotics Control Bureau headquarters has been constituted by the Director General of NCB to take over 6 cases from NCB Mumbai Zonal Unit. NCB was constituted by the Government of India in the year 1986 with the drawing powers from the Act of Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act of 1985. It is the apex coordinating agency under the Ministry of Home Affairs, being a statutory body. The national policy on narcotics, drugs and psychotropic substances is based on which article? Remember this, Article 47 of the Indian Constitution, which directs the state to endeavor to bring about prohibition of the consumption except for medicinal purposes of intoxicating drugs injurious to health. Drug abuse control is the responsibility of the central government. Consider the following statements with respect to the most profitable 3D printing business. It is being conducted by the 𝐃𝐫𝐢𝐬𝐡𝐭𝐢. The aim of this challenge is to produce accelerated output for the research topic most profitable business case for digital toys using 3D printing in India, and we have to select the correct statement. The first statement is incorrect because it is being conducted by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology through an agency. So the first is incorrect. The second is definitely correct. The correct answer is option B. Center of Excellence in Additive Manufacturing under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has invited applications for a grand challenge for most profitable 3D printing business. 𝐃𝐫𝐢𝐬𝐡𝐭𝐢 is introducing a grand challenge for the most profitable business case for digital toys using 3D printing. The aim of the challenge is to produce accelerated output for the research topic most profitable business case for digital toys using 3D printing in India. Moving on, the Diwali Day Act is a legislation introduced in which of the following countries? Vietnam, USA, Indonesia, UK. The correct answer to this question is option B, that is USA. An act named the Diwali Day Act was introduced in the House of Representatives by the New York Congresswoman Carolyn B. Malone to make Diwali a national holiday in the United States. Moving on, consider the following statements with respect to the All India Judicial Services. AIJS was first proposed by the 14th report of the Law Commission in 1958. Article 312, Clause 1 empowered Parliament to make laws for the creation of one or more All India services, including an AIJS, common to the Union and the states. So we have to select the statement which is or are not correct. Both these statements are actually correct. The correct answer to this question should be option D. The central government is preparing to give a fresh push to the establishment of an All India Judicial Service on the lines of the Central Civil Service. It was first proposed or mooted by the 14th report of the Law Commission in 1958. The 42nd Constitutional Amendment in 1976 amended Article 312, Clause 1, empowering Parliament to make laws for the creation of one or more All India services, included an AIJS, common to the Union and the states. Under Article 312, Rajya Sabha is required to pass a resolution supported by not less than 2/3 of its members present and voting. Thereafter, Parliament has to enact a law creating the AIJS. Let's move on to the practice question for our next segment. Consider the following statements. The Prompt Corrective Action Framework enables supervisory intervention of RBI over banks. The PCA framework applies to all banks operating in India. We have to select the correct statement. So I hope you'll be answering it correctly in the comment segment. That's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.